From the Cherry on Top and Creative Design Studio, back again with some more handy tips on digital scrapbooking. Today I'm just going to run you through packs of digital scrapbooking goodies. This is typically how they're sold. You don't have to do these things, of course, they're just suggestions, and for you to get a better idea about what this digital scrapbooking stuff is all about. This is a really good friend of mine, Amy Harrison. She's a super wonderfully talented digital scrapper, and I'm going to be showing you some of her things because she's one of those few designers who offer all these different things. And I think it's a great idea to offer lots of stuff like this. For one, scrapbookers just love a huge collection because they can make more than one page with it. They can make lots of coordinating pages with it. So if you can provide a collection like this, it's really cool, and especially at an awesome price. That's always a great idea. But you can see all these different things in it. You can sell them separate as well. So you have lots of options that way. All right, I'm going to try to go through this a little quicker than usual. Here is what the elements look like, a little bit up close. You can see what some of those are. Here are the papers, lots of texture, designs. You can make a special pack of just plaids or a pack of just polka dots. Here's a great, she does such awesome word art. This is word art, and it's so cool. They make for really great titles and title pages. I'm going to show you an example, not with that one. This is another one of Amy's word art, and I just kind of glammed it up a little bit and used some of her other goodies to make this as a really fun title page. No picture or anything. Lots of glam and glit. Really cool. She offers lots of different alphabets. You only need to put one in there. You don't need to put any alphabets in yours. But alphas are appreciated, especially if the people want to make titles. These are super cool. Grungy edges or messy edges. You can make those. And of course, these are things that you can use over and over again. Turn it right, turn it left, horizontally, vertical, switch it all up. And you can use these things over and over. And add, use too. Just stack them up on top of each other. If you make these kind of edges for a collection or whatever, you can use them over and over for other collections. Very cool tip. Here is an example of stamps. You guys know what those are, probably. Digital stamps or graphics, some people call them. And you can also provide styles. This is an example of glitter styles. You can do chrome styles, craft paper styles, wood styles, embossed styles. The list goes on and on, wherever your imagination will take you. And you don't have to give them like the action, the style action. Just give them the style that matches the Kidder collection. Here I teamed up with Amy and I made some templates that match that collection I just ran you through. And I'll show you a couple of pages that my team did with those templates and her collection so you can see all these packs together and the result that you will get as a scrapbooker. There's more of that title art or word art. And there's her goodies mixed with my templates, some title art in there. Helps with journaling. A lot of people don't journal. There's more templates with her things in there. Okay, I'm going to move you on to another collection just to give you lots of ideas. Let me bang it up a little bit there. This is my Patronus bundle. You can see all of the goodies in one shot. They can get a bundle at a really great price. And then you could also sell them separately like I've done here. There's a look at the elements. Here's a look at the papers. Those are the design papers, of course, with the solids in between. Here's a look at some journal cards. And here's a look at the alphabet and some numbers. I just kept it simple and just did the one. Here's a look at word bits if you don't know what those are. Those are super easy to design. You can design them in just a couple of minutes, and then you don't have to put this extra layer in the background. I did that, but you don't have to do that. Here's some word art that I designed for the collection, Patronus. I love word art. It's fun to make, and people really do love it. They're great, perfect for titles and more. Here are the coordinating templates that I made with it, and now I'll show you a couple of page examples. We'll talk more about templates too as we move on. See, here we go again. I am a Harry Potter fan. Not a super geek, but I did like reading the books. Here you go, some more templates in action. You might recognize some of these designs, perhaps. I sell everything personal use at this particular shop. Some more pages. See, what I like about this idea, and this is something I wanted to tell you real quick, is there's no theme here, right? Okay, I used a Harry Potter themed kind of collection, but I've provided so many elements that have nothing to do with Harry Potter, so that maybe someone who really digs these colors could just grab any kind of page with them. And that's the page I wanted to provide you here. And here it is again. See, there's so many versatile elements in this collection that you could scrap absolutely anything you want. You could turn it into any kind of kit you want. I highly recommend that. If you're going to go for a kit or a collection, put a bunch of versatile elements in there, and then, you know, a couple of themed elements. There's that really fun layered template in action. We're going to move on again to another collection. I showed you a little bit of this last time. This is the What's Cooking collection of mine. Just the elements and papers, as you can see. I wanted to tell you more, a little bit more, and then even more in another video about these layered templates. See how I could customize this little lady to fit my collection exactly. These are very much in demand, so I'd love to tell you more about them so that you can make some and get them in the shop. Here are the templates. These are templates that I designed just from shapes. Seriously, I even work in PSE. I don't even work in PS. And I just use the graphics, and I just warp them, shape them, crop them, so that they come to look like things like this. That's my food processor. It's just all simple shapes formed in to make these types of images. And what's cool about this is, yes, you can sell this pack of templates. Templates are really popular for scrapbookers, okay? They're rising in popularity. And then these layered ones, these are what designers often buy. Designers buy these, and they clip them and they make them gorgeous, and then they put them in their kits. All right, here's an example for you. If you look over here, look at all these layers. Now, this isn't ready to sell yet. I haven't got these ready to sell yet, but what you probably want to do, and what most layered designers, layered shape designers do, is they merge layers wherever they can. It makes it easier for the designer to design a thing with it. And also, okay, they had to go through a little bit more work to steal it. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that. Now, look, so I'm going to spend hours, right, making this pot here. And then I'm going to put it on a template. But look what I do. I crop it. I totally crop it off so someone can't buy my template for, you know, a nickel and a dime, and then use this part of the template to make something really nice and put in a scrapbook kit. I hope I have explained that well. I hope I explained it well enough. I'll show you again. Here's a blender that I made, or a mixer, if you will. It's just shapes. You could see, just make these, like you make this shape, you make this shape, you make this one, and then you merge them together. It's really that simple. See, here I did it again. I took my lovely template and I slid it way over to the side so someone can't steal just this really cool part of the template to make their own goodies. And here's a page example for you. I think I had it in the other one. All right, moving on to another collection. This is my school rules collection. This is just a look at the kit, and you can get an idea of the kind of elements in it. This is a little on the old side, but there was something in particular I wanted to show you. Here are the journal cards. I told you about those. They're really fast and easy to design, and they're also very easy to make into printables. So I highly recommend making journal cards if you're going to go through all the work of making the papers and the elements. Here are the templates. There's lots of different things you could do with these templates. You could just put a picture in there and call it a quick page. If you don't know what a quick page is, that's what I'm going to show you next. Add a little bit of texture and you're good to go. This is an example of quick pages. The pages are already 100%. All the customer has to do is add a photo. Here it is on its own, so you might get a better idea. I can show you how to get these spaces too in another video. All right, I'll just run you through those a little quickly. Once you have your kit and your papers, make it simple. Look how simple this is. Seriously, this is a paper, a couple of frames, a couple of letters from the alphabet, and then a couple more elements, and that's it. It's so easy. So you don't have to go crazy and make really super gorgeous quick pages. Of course you can, but you can make it easy on yourself and make simple ones. Okay, we're moving on to paints. Paint packs are very popular. Some people call them graphic packs, doodle packs. You get the gist. There's all different terminologies and they're kind of all mixed together. So let me show you a couple separate examples. Here's some paint that I designed for my Flamazing collection. Just a couple real fast. See how they're all layered and different kinds of things so that it's harder to steal. Make your goodies so they're harder to steal. Unless you're like me, I kind of get to the point too really where I just don't care anymore. People are stealing left and right and right and left, and who has the time to track these people down and try to do something about it? If that's your thing, then you go right on. Really fun colors. I love, love, love paint. All right, now I'm going to move on to clusters. You can put clusters also in a pack. Here's some examples of a cluster pack from my craft fair collection. And see how they're all layered? And again, I've designed it so things can't be stolen. They can't steal this wheel or this reel because of all these things I have on it. They can't steal these lovely little doodles here because yeah, this is on top of it, this is on top of it, and the bottom half is missing. So this is ideal. This is an ideal way to design things. Make sure you're doing that. Don't leave things all on their own where someone can just easily extract it. See, these are all coordinating designs. Oh, I also wanted to point out shadows. Shadows. Someone was just asking about shadows and should I keep shadows on my elements? You can shadow on elements, but not on the bottom layer because it'll totally mess everything up if that person wants to add another shadow on their page. See this huge flower? You don't see any shadow all around here, but you do see it on everything it touches. All right? And there's a somewhat easy process on how to do that, and I'll show you that too later. Let me show you a couple more clusters. That's from my Trolls kit. Well, it's not called Trolls, but there you go. Just real fast running through. See the shadows are all pretty hunky-dory. See, here's an example. I did it right here. This is another old example. I did it right here. I did it right here. See, no shadows, but here I see a shadow. This is not supposed to be there. All right, there you go. One more example of a cluster. Once again, this is a cluster. Here they can kind of squeeze something in there, but this is a little bit more deep shadows. Oh, deep dark shadows. I kind of dig those lately. That's kind of my thing. You have to play with shadows and see what your style is. But all around the outside, all on that bottom edge, you'll see no shadows. This one was done correctly. Even here, you won't see a shadow. So it's a little tricksy in the beginning to learn to get used to that. Now, this is what's called a frame cluster. You can put a bunch of frame clusters together and sell that as a pack or just sell them on their own. Who knows? Maybe people will buy just one on its own. I've never tried to do that before. Let me run you through just a couple real fast. See, no shadows on those bottom layers. Woohoo! See, all these other things have shadows, and that really helps give it a lovely dimensional look. That's certainly what a lot of people are looking for. Here's some paint. See the paint in the background? That's a great way to keep people from stealing stuff. Just throw some paint in the background because yeah, they won't be able to clip over it or extract it. With all that paint, it would really be a pain in the butt. Here's something more like what you see in design bundles now. Just a cluster with no shadows whatsoever. You can do no shadows, of course, especially when you're going to use stuff like that. We're going to move on to borders. Do a border pack. These are kind of borders that you might be familiar with. Kind of plain borders like this. I'm going to show you a template with borders on it just to save some time. Check out these guys here. These are not mine. These are from someone else. I think Kimberly. These are hers, but it's okay. I'm allowed to use it for personal use and to show off her lovely designs as well. These kind of borders, sell them separately if you want, or in a pack, just like all these kind of things together. Scrappers love borders. These templates of mine are super popular. Anytime I do ripped, see this ripped paper? That's also very popular. They love luscious layers and all these borders. This is a scrapper's dream, these kind of templates like this. Here's another one. See how simple? These are really easy to design. So go crazy designing a pack of borders for people. They love it. There you can see the borders in action, all scrapped up. Here's another idea for you. There's another template. I put borders all in this star. And there's the result. See, pretty cool, very textural, and it looks somewhat realistic too. We're going to move on to layered borders. Once again, this is my girl Amy and her wonderful, wonderful creations. Check out her borders. How cool are those? You know what I did with these ones? I made bookmarkers. I just put a background paper in the background that coordinated with it, and I made gorgeous bookmarkers, and you can turn that into a super fun printable or hybrid project for your fans. Here, I loved her stuff so much, I went and made some coordinating templates to go with them. But check out these cool borders. Look how fun that is. If a beginner scrapper doesn't really know how to make a border and especially have all these lovely shadows and all that, make it like this and show them. Look what you can make with this, okay? Look at the examples. Fabulous, right? And then these are the pages you could do. So there I took my border, which would make a really cool bookmark, and then I turned it into these pages, just for some different examples to show you how to do that. There's some more borders and frames and clusters. Let's take all that terminology we learned. We've got a frame, we got stitching, we got our border, and we got our cluster over there. And then here's the page that you would design using all of these elements all together. Here's some paint in the background and some stamps. Taking all these techniques and putting them together. Now we're going to talk about masks very quickly. Make a pack of masks. Artistic scrappers, they love this stuff. If you don't know what a mask is, here's some I designed. Just this, you got this red shape, right? And then when you take a picture and you clip over it, then you get this kind of shape. So that's pretty cool. That's another thing you can provide. Here's another kind of mask, an edging mask. Okay, I went ahead and I provided these kind of paper examples here, but you can put any paper over this and clip it, and then it'll give you whatever result you want. So you could show them all black, you know, but that's not for me. I want to show them color and grab their imagination. I think color is great. Here's some examples of a combination of a mask and a frame. This is from my gal designer friend Dana, made by Guncha. That's a really cool thing. Look over here. You can see that they're layered. Mega cool, and a really sweet tool for both designers and scrapbookers. We're moving on to frames, just frames. I'm just going to fly through these ideas for you. You can do doodle frames. You can do thick, chunky mammoth frames. That used to be all the rage in scrapbooking, but I think it's kind of fading out. But go give it a try if you love it. It goes great with antique stuff and vintage pages. Here's some more frames. I'm just providing you with different kinds of frames so you get an idea. This is a fun frame. Look at this. This is so super simple, but you can get it to match very easy. I don't know, you can just barely see that it has a little scalloped edge around it and then all these different layers. It's really fun and very fast, super easy to make. These are a couple of mine. This would look neat. Maybe you'd rather have a little bit of a puffy or thicker style to it to make it a frame. Here, look at these layers. I have a little shadow even here. Using all the papers from your collection, design awesome frames. Here's another frame, and I'm going to leave you, now that I flew you through that one, I'm going to leave you with this page, again, showing you all different ideas to put in your kit. Here we have all these lovely ribbon layers that you could put in. Here's some frames. Here's a really fun style frame that a lot of people like, this film strip frame. Check out this frame here, the lovely scallop frame. So there you go. A couple more examples of the kind of packs that you can put in your shop or put it all together, you know, at some great bonus deal for in the Design Bundle shop and help us pimp up the scrapbooking section. Thanks so much for checking out the video. I cannot wait to see what designs you put in the shop.